G'day, this is Captainoob, and we're back doing spotlights because I got tired of Murmur picking the weapons. She gave me a few bad ones, so I'm going to pick this one just to balance things out a bit. This is a 2-shot 10mm pistol with bullets exploding for damage and 250 DR whilst reloading. That's actually a pretty good one because we're going to be reloading this fairly often, and the 2-shot explosive is good for damage because explosives still multiplicative or something like that. I don't know, it does a lot of damage. If you shoot things in the legs, it does even more damage because this game is a functional entry into the Fallout franchise. And we'll grab 3 ranks of Gorilla, and then we've got Bloody Mess to get us a tiny little bit more damage. And I do mean tiny for this 15% additive bonus. We've got Critical Savvy, 4-Leaf Clover, Better Criticals, Grim Reaper's Sprint. We've also got Tenderizer, Fireproof so we don't explode ourselves and die that way. Got Tank Killer, that'll help us penetrate some armor. Crack Shot gives us more range when we aim down slats. That's actually a decent perk to have for pistols because, as you can tell right now, that's 174 range, which I think is slightly better than your rifles, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe the 10mm pistol barrel is a lot better. Well, it appears to be smoothbore, at least the suppressor part. But yeah, we're doing 98 damage now, which is not nothing for a 10mm pistol. You know, we're speaking in terms of the post-damage nerf economy of damage. Yeah, it's actually not doing too bad at the moment. The accuracy is not going to be that great. It is penalized by 2-shot a little bit, but we can get nice and close if we want to utilize VATS, and I think that's what we're going to be doing. If I set up my build to crit every other shot, which I might do later on because it's just nasty when that happens, then we're going to have quite a little bit of fun with this. What else do I need to mention here? Got Glow Sight, so glowing my lurks aren't going to have a good day. I've got Gun for Escape Artist and Adrenaline. We'll just probably get detected whilst we're sneaking. We've got a decent amount of agility, but it probably won't be enough to do a whole lot, but I think that is all you need to see. Actually, there's legendary perks. Note Follow Through at full rank and Far-Flung Fireworks at full rank. These two synergize. If you explode someone, it applies the Follow Through bonus, which is great. And 40% multiplicative is huge. That perk right there does more than all of the other damage perks I've just put on, except for that one, because this one is still actually multiplicative, I think. It's probably a bug. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, welcome to the Citadel, the place where all the aliens show up and talk to each other. Apparently, the super mutants have taken over, and they're not as friendly as the other aliens, so we've got to clear them out, because we're a Council Spectre person. Sorry, I'm playing Mass Effect at the moment, really quite like it. And as you can tell, there's 2 notifications, because my phones are both on Twitter. That might happen in this video. I hope you don't have to listen to that whole video. But you'll note how this is doing quite a lot of damage. The time to kill here is very acceptable indeed. Look at that. Less than half magging these guys. Now, we are shooting them in the legs, which is supposedly bugged right now, and it's an interesting, very inanimate object there. The static assets are not so static today. Actually, that's a movable. That's different. Static assets are the ones that can't move, like that. Can't shoot that or move. So 125 damage. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at maybe the torso or try to go for the head, which is a bad idea because you get an accuracy penalty and you'll just end up wasting a bunch of shots of pistols, especially when we are at this amount of health with no unyielding actually boosting our perception for accuracy. But we'll switch over. Okay, this guy's a skirmisher, so well, it seems to be just as effective. Yeah, this thing's a real pocket rocket thing going on because it does a whole lot of damage. Unfortunately, there's a couple of problems with this. Though it might be great for mobbing, and it certainly is making a good show of it here, there's a couple of things that it can't do better than a, say, Fixer or something if you're going against a hardcore boss thing like a Scorched Beast, Queen, or Earl, which kind of sucks because you'd think after seeing this kind of damage potential it would be better, but yeah, unfortunately the low damage that you're seeing here is just completely soaked up by the damage resistances, completely BS damage resistances like of the Scorched Beast Queen and the other thing, so you end up just plinking at them. But if you've got a tactical stealth commander to carry you through it, you can just sit there and do nothing. Alright, so now we're inside. We should have an easy job here, and let me just see if my Okay, cool. I can't hurt myself. That's good. And whoops. Going to be a good fight as he immediately forgets about me. Super mutant Alzheimer's. It's a serious problem with these guys, and well, it's a them problem. I'm actually fine with them happening and having that. I think it's got something to do with their onset of blindness as well. You'll find that super mutants, despite sitting right in front of them and being crouched in a very bright colored outfit, they don't seem to notice where you are super easily, even with 0 points of 0 ranks of sneak right now. If we can get a little bit of gun through action here, that would be great. We seem to targeting the torso. Is it because the dogs, their slots, they don't synergize well. If you look at a super mutant and target his leg, you'll just default back to the torso of a dog, and then your next one will default to the torso of the super mutant. See? So that's something to worry about, or just keep aware of if you do want to hit the leg for a little bit of that damage cheese. And there was like 3 bullets and he's dead. That's pretty much unheard of for a 10mm pistol. The time to kill here is very strong, and the bullets to kill very strong. And there we go. That was a doggy-style interface with the computers. They're pulling the old master tricks. Unfortunately, the body horror is not there when the only way you can make the master is by bugging out. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll keep on going here. And we're pretty close right now, so we're not seeing too much of the accuracy penalty happening for this. If I didn't have a suppressor, I could obviously shoot things from further away, because the higher the range that is, the higher your accuracy will be in bats. Wonder if I can get it into a point where I'm aiming down sights. No. But I'm guessing that the range would go up anyway. Unless it's broken, it just gives you the range anyway, because I am noticing that it's higher. No, okay, I must be getting it, but I haven't been aiming down sights so far, so we haven't been utilizing that because VATS is just too good. Let's move on. Alright, so unfortunately, as a pistol in this game, it's still got the issues that pistols have, and if you're not sure what they are, I'll quickly run over them. So the main way you get damage with these things, the perks to spec into them, they're all in agility, which means that's going to hurt your damage potential and the amount of sneak multipliers. Sorry, not multipliers, additive bonuses you can get. So, you know, we could be doing a lot better now. If I had access to 3 ranks of Covert Operative, and then during the night using something like Mr. Sandman, I could get the 3.75 times bonus there, which is pretty big. It's not like a multiplier, so it's not like almost 4 times damage. But, you know, you probably want to take anything you can get, especially with pistols, which are definitely a little bit lower in the damage output than something like rifles, and also in mag capacity as well. That's another bad thing about them. They've got a couple of redeeming features, though. It's not all doom and gloom with pistols, you see, and I've gone over this heaps of time, but I do think it bears repeating, because I'm gonna tie this into a weapon that is possible to get, but very difficult to get later on. But as a pistol, they're generally pretty good in VATS. They're very light in your inventory, so, you know, if you want to have a sniper build an offhand a 10mm pistol, you can totally do that. And you don't have to be spec'd into it. If you've got something like this to use at close range in a hunting rifle, not that you want to use a hunting rifle, but for example's sake, we'll say that, well, it would make a pretty cool secondary. Obviously, as a secondary, it's not your main weapon, but we are maining it here, and it is definitely working. Now, you can see the performance here is quite stellar, and you won't get this performance out of a Crusader pistol? Sorry, I was thinking about the Fallout 4 mod. Yes, the Crusader pistols. They're a bit NFG, you see, compared to the power of the automatics, which is why it's so frustrating when you can't get it, so you can't make a video ranting about how terrible they are. But don't worry, Minerva's coming. Minerva McGonagall, it's a name, looked it up. And, we'll see how we go once we finally get that. But then there's the RNG hurdle of getting Murmur to cough it up, so we'll probably be here for a few months before I see a video on it, or before you see a video from me on it. But that's okay, everyone's already done it for you, giving you their weapon opinions, which are not as good as mine. Alright, so we'll try to test this out a little bit more at range. The spread on this thing can be easily measured. You'll notice that despite this thing we're standing completely still and aiming down sights. There's still a little bit of spread to it. Way over, mate. Luckily, we've got a suppressor to keep us nice and hidden here. And if we want to use this thing outside of VATS, we've got a problem. I'm just using it in VATS now. Really, really no reason not to at this point. Alright, we'll keep on going. So there's a bit of a recoil penalty when it comes to two-shot, which can make this a little bit more unpredictable. Generally, I like it when things have predictable recoils. This thing kind of bounces around the place. Oh, someone's going to hit me with a stick. Is that a pipe wrench? Yeah, good luck, mate. There's the crazy laser gun guy. He's scary. And hit me all you want, because I can get adrenal reaction off of that. And that's tiny little bits more damage, you know? So I'll just hit this guy around the corner because I don't feel like aiming at him. Our spread kind of doesn't help me. It helps when they're standing out in the open with no cover. And we've got that elevation bonus too, so we hit almost every single shot there. Hell yeah, XCOM reference. Get around it. The XCOM playthrough is finished, by the way. 71 parts strong. And we only messed up a few times. It was a good playthrough. Glad everyone enjoyed it who did enjoy it. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, let me put it this way. Maybe I need to do a channel update, but I will not be exclusively playing Fallout 76 on this channel anymore. Alright? Alright. Swan didn't think it was alright, but he's dead now, so his opinion doesn't matter anymore. Let's move on to some crabs. So despite not having a single rank of sneak and in a position where we're not being attacked most of the time thanks to the suppressor, we haven't actually had to heal yet. We've got a little bit of that adrenal reaction, which I might have a look at once we get our adrenaline all the way up. Now the good thing about Mirelurks is they've got pretty big silhouettes, so even with the spread of the two-shot weapons here, and I could probably tighten that up a little bit if I put a true grip on this, but I think I put the precise one on to keep this thing's condition bar up. It is an unfortunate step I have to take to make this thing survive a bit longer, but it's a necessary one because I don't have room for gun nut on this character. Although I'm pretty sure I'm using Nerd Rage right now, so I could probably just pop 3 ranks of it. That's fine. Let's deal with the Mirelurker Queen later, because I did hear some crackheads along here. I don't want them picking fights with the Mirelurker Queen and possibly compromising my sneak bonus. Alright, I'm just hitting 0% shots. That's good. That should happen. There we go. There's generally a Mirelurk King that detects these guys pretty soon, and I've annoyed her, but that's okay. We've got the follow-through bonus now. If we could lure her a bit closer so we could start off this VATS shooting with a little bit more accuracy. Ooh, he's out and about, this one. Come on. Let's have it. There you are. Did you notice how the Mirelurk Queen sort of dabbed as she went down? It's an old meme. Get with the times, Queen. Alright, let's move on to some bats. A way to alleviate this massive dependency on agility points for pistols is just do what Unarmed did and just have the 1 rank of Gunslinger up to 3. Obviously, they'd make it a little bit stronger to offset some of that, and obviously they'd have to figure out a way to increase the damage of the pistols to then offset the perks that you would be able to get but used to. But then what you could do then is you could say, well, the damage on these things is actually quite good because it's equivalent to 40% of the 60% that you can maximally get with all the ranks of the perk, and then you could actually use them as secondaries, which I think is actually kind of cool. I don't really know what kind of utility that has in terms of a weapon system where you can carry as much weight as you possibly can in guns when you've got a bunch of strength to do it, but, you know, for stuff like role-playing purposes, it matters not a lot to me, but for other players that might be a thing. And that frees up 6 points of your agility to use on Adrenaline, Covert Operative, Mr. Sandman, Sneak maybe, if you want to be a little bit more sneaky. I reckon it's a pretty good deal. Just like killing this Scorch Beast in 2 and a bit mags. I reckon that is an excellent deal. It was a brilliant trade deal. I don't know, Donald Trump reference, dislike the video because he's still in office and he's still a demon of your past, America. And actually like the video for all the starving journalists who don't get to make money off just putting Trump's name in an article. They should have saw it coming. if it was up to if I was someone who did that, I'd be trying to convince people to vote him back in so I could keep getting cash. Oh, there's a cricket over there, but not anymore. So yeah, can we pull a bat out of here? Nah. I think that's about it for the thing, for the explosive of 2-shot 10mm pistol. And this thing really crushed. It smashed everything. Every single challenge that I put in the way of it, which is not a lot because I'm sneaking around, but even when I was swarmed by enemies, it cleared them out really quickly. And yeah, this is definitely one of the 10mm pistols to have at this stage of the game. It does its job well. 140 damage doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, you get a pretty decent rate of fire, better than the Crusader pistol. This is probably definitely better DPS wise. I've never used a Crusader pistol, but I'm gonna say that it is. And if you don't think it is, then I'll just take your word for it. But it's going to be hard to beat something like this. So yeah, so a couple of 10mm pistols you should own if you're a gunslinger. Blooded fire rate, blooded crit damage, 2-shot explosive, and maybe bloodied explosive. But I'm thinking the first three I mentioned are like the holy trinity of shit that you want to own as a gunslinger. The best thing is that you can trade these, and if this video happens to bump up the value on the market, people might be looking to sell them for a little bit more because I control the economy, because I'm just that good. I'm kidding. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm out.